Right, welcome ladies and gents. We've got a big update with the Gina Carano lawsuit situation. Just to bring you all up to speed, because I didn't do a video on it, so if you didn't know, let me just bring you up to speed. The Gina Carano and Disney lawsuit reached a new update, a new element of the whole case last Thursday. I think it was last Thursday or the week before, but who knows, whatever, it doesn't really matter. The point is, there was an update with regards to Gina Carano and saying, hey, this is actually going to be delayed now. The case is going to be delayed because Disney is refusing to hand over any of the information. And basically they're putting a demand with the judge to say, make them hand over this information that we need. We need this information to move the case forward. Make Disney do it. So we've got an update on that. Now it's interesting because obviously this is a standard procedure. Like you do have to hand over certain bits of information so each side can properly litigate their case. But Disney's known for this. They're well known for doing this. Just procrastinating, holding out to the last possible moment. Whatever they can possibly do, they always tend to do it. That just sort of grinds the situation out as long as it possibly can, because obviously they got all the money in the world. So their aim is really to financially break people before they have to attend court. That tends to be their strategy with most of their cases, actually. I've followed a few of their cases now, and that seems to be just what they do. So we've got an update. Take a look at this. Hit subscribe if you are new here or a returning viewer. I'll leave this article link down below. But it's basically a big win. Gina Carano wins big against Disney in the lawsuit discovery battle. So the judge now orders Disney to hand over the actor's pay records within 20 days. Now that's super important because that goes hand in hand with her and her legal team making the claim of what she could have had and what she's obviously suffered financially as a result of not being, her contract not being renewed. And for anyone that's like, well, guys, she wasn't fired, she just wasn't hired again or whatever. Make no mistake that the politics of Gina Carano, albeit they weren't even politics, she just posted normal kind of things on Twitter, to be honest. Her treatment by Disney stands in massive contrast to the likes of Rachel Zegler, who quite literally had to have Disney hire a social media manager for her. But it's because obviously it's an approved political stance. It doesn't really matter that it's obviously irreparably damaged the movie, Snow White. Gina Carano got lambasted. It's irritating. But there's a clear double standard. So anyway, it says this. In a major legal victory for Gina Carano in her lawsuit against Disney, the US District Court for the Central District of California has granted a motion to compel Disney to turn over key documents related to how other Star Wars actors were compensated, including big names like Pedro Pascal, Rosario Dawson, and the cast of The Mandalorian and Grogu. The order comes after 8 months of what Gina Carano described as Disney's deflection and stalling in her wrongful termination lawsuit. I mean, so we'll actually hear quite a lot in terms of how much money people are paid. It'll be fascinating. So the court order issued in case number 224CV01009 forces Disney to comply within 20 days, handing over verified spreadsheets showing how actors were paid across The Mandalorian. This will actually be really interesting. Related Disney Plus shows and the upcoming film. So the ruling partially grants Carano's motion to compel, marking a pivotal moment in the ongoing battle between the Cara Dune actress and one of Hollywood's largest media corporations. So this is the lawyer for it all. And yeah, discovery motion granted in Gina Carano's case against Disney. The court is forcing Disney to turn over information about how stars like Pedro Pascal, Rosario Dawson, and others from The Mandalorian and other Disney Plus Star Wars shows are compensated. So that's pretty major. That's major. So what is a motion to compel? Obviously, why does this all count as a win? A motion to compel is basically a legal way of saying they're not giving us what they're supposed to. Judge, can you make them? Carano's legal team filed this motion back on April 2nd, after 8 months of what they claim was stonewalling by Disney during the discovery process. Again, that's standard Disney practice. That's what they love to do. So in plain terms, her lawyers need access to Disney's internal data so a damage expert can calculate what Carano likely would have earned had she not been fired in 2021. So the court agreed, finding that Carano's request to pay data across Star Wars actors was reasonable, relevant, and necessary to establish lost income. So according to the court document, quote, "The root, substantive, and material question relevant to the parties, claims, or defences is what information plaintiff needs on its own terms or to provide to her testifying damages expert in order to help establish the amount of compensation she would have reasonably expected to earn from her employment with Walt Disney in a but-for scenario had Walt Disney not terminated her employment from the Mandalorian television show in February 2021. That was a really long-winded way. So awfully worded. I hate litigious documents. God damn. I sound like I just had a stroke reading that. So what does Gina Carano win and what's next? So while the court didn't grant everything Carano asked for, it gave her legal team the green light on several key points. So Disney must produce actor compensation records within 20 days of the order. That's a must. They have to. The documents must include verified spreadsheets, not vague summaries or cherry-picked numbers. It's a must. It has to be completely down to the wire legit. So the scope includes The Mandalorian, other Disney Plus Star Wars series, the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu film. If more records are needed, Carano's lawyers can ask for additional evidence after reviewing what Disney hands over. So they say this isn't just a minor win. I mean, it is a major win. You know, it opens the door to even more discovery if the expert believes the first batch isn't enough. And it also shows that the judge isn't playing favoritism. The order shows that the court won't let Disney bury relevant information in this high-stakes battle by playing procedural games. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It is actually interesting. And these are the very specific things. So, again, verified summaries, etc. So, yeah, in terms of what they've been granted and the required documents, it's quite extensive, as you can see here. You know, even Carl Weathers' contract as well. So it's actual contracts that have to come over, or at least Carl Weathers' contract, because I guess Carl Weathers, is the most adjacent to Gina Carano, like parallel in terms of his part. It was a bit part, wasn't it, which is very similar to Gina Carano's. But yeah, the Mandalorian pay movie data or movie pay data will be very, very interesting. That will be really, really interesting to see that. We will figure it out exactly what they get paid. But she was denied some stuff, so the judge denied Carano's request for other actors' contracts besides Carl Weathers and the budgets and profits from Star Wars shows and films. So, again, interesting that they decided to reject that, but never mind. Can always apply again at some point. So there you go. There's not much else here really to go through, but this is a pretty major win for Gina Carano and also a major win for us who like to comment and dissect all of this information, because this will be a peek behind the curtain on Disney. So leave your thoughts down below. Would love to hear it. Take care. Bye-bye now.